Welcome back to Fiscal Fold. You have been told a beautiful lie. A lie told by guidance counselors, by motivational speakers, and by Hollywood movies. It's a lie that feels good, but has led more people to financial ruin than almost any other piece of advice. The lie is this: follow your passion. Today, we begin a series that will dismantle that idea and replace it with a truth that actually builds wealth. The world is full of passionate people who are broke. Passionate painters who can't sell their work. Passionate writers who can't get published. Passionate musicians who play to empty rooms. Passion doesn't pay the bills. The market doesn't care about your passion. The market only cares about one thing: what value can you provide? The fundamental mistake is asking the wrong question. We ask ourselves, what do I love to do? It's a self-centered question. The question that builds wealth is an outward-facing one. What does the world need that I can become excellent at providing? It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. It moves you from a mindset of self-expression to a mindset of service. Consider a neurosurgeon. They may be passionate about their work, but that's not why they are paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. They are paid because they have a rare and valuable skill that can save a life. The value is in the skill, not the passion. The passion is often a result of becoming good at something that matters. Think of it like an equation. Your income is directly proportional to the value of the problem you can solve. Solving a small, common problem provides small, common value. Solving a large, complex problem provides immense value. Following your passion ignores this equation entirely. It focuses on the input, your feeling, instead of the output, the value you create for others. The alternative to the passion mindset is the Craftsman Mindset. Don't follow your passion. Rather, let it follow you in your quest to become so good they can't ignore you. Focus on building a rare and valuable skill set. The process of building that skill, of achieving mastery, is what creates passion. Competence is the foundation of confidence, and confidence is the bedrock of a fulfilling career. The advice to follow your passion puts the cart before the horse. It assumes you are born with a pre-existing passion waiting to be discovered. The truth is, passion is cultivated. It is the reward for your hard work, not the prerequisite for it. In the next part, we will explore how to identify and build these valuable skills, and how to turn competence into a career you can truly become passionate about. Don't go anywhere. So if passion isn't the answer, what is? The answer is to become a craftsman. To dedicate yourself to building a skill that is so valuable, the market can't help but reward you. But how do you find that skill? It's not about looking inward at your desires. It's about looking outward at the world's problems. Value is created by solving problems. There are 3 places to find valuable problems. First, look at where money is already flowing. What industries are growing? Where are venture capitalists investing billions of dollars? Energy, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, logistics. These are the frontiers of our economy, and they are filled with complex, valuable problems waiting to be solved by skilled individuals. Second, listen to what people complain about. Complaints are a roadmap to value. When you hear people say, "This software is confusing," or "shipping takes too long," or "I wish there was a better way to do X," you are hearing a demand for a solution. Every complaint is a business opportunity in disguise. The bigger the complaint, the more valuable the solution. You don't need to be the #1 best in the world at a single skill. The real wealth is created through skill stacking. Become very good, say, top 25%, in 2 or 3 different skills that work well together. A good coder is valuable. A good marketer is valuable. But a good coder who also understands marketing? That person is irreplaceable. Think of it like this: a public speaker. Add writing skills. Now you can write a book. Add marketing skills. Now you can sell that book to millions. Add financial skills. Now you can build a business around that book. Each skill multiplies the value of the others. This is how you build a unique, high-value career that no one can replicate. So pick a valuable field. Identify a core skill, and then dedicate yourself to the 1,000-hour rule. That's roughly 1 hour a day for 3 years. It's a commitment. It's not easy. But after 1,000 hours of deliberate practice, you will be better than most people in that skill. That is the foundation of your new career. That is the beginning of your passion. The craftsman doesn't wait for passion to strike. They build it, brick by brick, through dedication and skill. In our next part, We will explore the psychology of mastery and how to overcome the inevitable plateaus and frustrations that come with building a valuable skill. Stay with us. The decision to build a valuable skill is easy. The execution is hard, because between the initial excitement of starting and the final reward of mastery, there is a long, painful plateau known as the dip. This is where most people quit. Today, we're talking about the psychology of getting through it. This is the secret to becoming a master craftsman in your field. Every valuable skill has a dip. The beginning is fun, you make rapid progress. But then, it gets hard. Your progress stalls. It feels like you're not getting any better. This is the point of maximum frustration. It's here that your initial motivation dies, and only discipline can carry you forward. The majority of people quit in the dip. That's why the rewards on the other side are so immense, because so few people ever reach it. How do you push through? Not with more hours, but with better hours. This is the concept of deliberate practice. It's not just repeating what you know. It's constantly pushing yourself just beyond your current abilities. It's identifying your weaknesses and systematically attacking them. It is uncomfortable, frustrating, and requires 100% of your focus. It is the only thing that works. Look at any master craftsman, a watchmaker, a chef, a musician. They are obsessed with the details. They aren't just putting in the time. They are engaged in a constant feedback loop. They perform, they analyze, they critique, they adjust. They are their own harshest critic. This feedback loop is the engine of mastery. Without it, practice is just repetition, not improvement. This process of deliberate practice physically changes your brain. It builds myelin, a fatty tissue that insulates your neural pathways, making them faster and more efficient. You are literally building the superhighways of your skill. Every time you push through a difficult problem, you are not just learning, you are upgrading your own hardware. The struggle is the signal that growth is happening. The mindset required is one of a sculptor. You start with a block of stone, your current ability, and you slowly, patiently chip away everything that isn't the masterpiece. You embrace the tedium. You fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. You understand that greatness is not a single act, but 1,000 small, disciplined acts stacked on top of each other. Mastery is not a gift. It is a decision. It is the decision to endure the dip when others quit. It is the decision to embrace the struggle. In our next part, we will discuss the final step, turning your hard-won skill into a scalable, wealth-generating business. This is where competence becomes cash flow. Don't miss it. You've done the hard work. You've endured the dip. You are now a craftsman with a rare and valuable skill. But a skill, by itself, does not create wealth. Value must be exchanged. Now, we talk about how to monetize that skill. There are 3 levels to this game. Most people only ever play on level 1. The truly wealthy play on level 3. Level 1 is the traditional job. You trade your time and your skill for a salary. It's the safest path, but it has a hard cap. You can only work so many hours in a day. Your income is limited by the clock. You are, in effect, renting your skill to someone else. You get security, but they get the leverage. You are building their asset, not your own. Level 2 is freelancing or consulting. This is a step up. You are still trading time for money, but at a much higher rate. You own your time. You choose your clients. Your income is a direct result of the value you create, not the hours you sit at a desk. Many people find a comfortable life here, but it is still limited. If you stop working, the money stops coming in. Level 3 is the ultimate goal. This is the path of the owner, the entrepreneur. Instead of selling your skill by the hour, you embed your skill into a product or a system that can be sold at scale. You are no longer trading your time for money. You have decoupled your income from your hours worked. You have built a machine. A writer doesn't sell their time. They write a book once, and it sells 1 million copies while they sleep. A coder doesn't bill by the hour. They build a software application once, and it's sold to thousands of users every month. A teacher doesn't just teach a class. They create an online course and teach millions. This is the power of scalability. Write once, sell twice. Build once, sell forever. The mindset shift is from doing the work to building a system that does the work. Ask yourself, how can I take my skill and turn it into a repeatable process? How can I package my knowledge into a product? How can I build a team or a software that delivers the value without my direct involvement in every step. This is the path to true wealth and freedom. Moving from level 1 to level 3 is the most difficult, but most rewarding journey in business. It requires not just skill, but courage and a new way of thinking. In our final part, we'll bring it all together and provide a concrete, step-by-step plan to build your own value machine, escape the passion trap, and achieve financial sovereignty. You are close to the finish line. Don't stop now. You have the skill. You have the craftsman mindset. Now, it's time to build your machine. The machine that works for you, that generates wealth, and that decouples your time from your income. This isn't about passion, it's about systems. Here is the 5-step blueprint to turn your skill into a scalable business. Step 1. Find a painful, expensive problem. Don't invent something you think is cool. Look for what people are already paying money to solve, but are unhappy with the solution. Where there is pain, there is a market. Where there is a market, there is an opportunity to provide value. Step 2. Build the smallest, simplest possible solution to that one painful problem. This is your minimum viable product, or MVP. Don't build a palace. Build a tool. It shouldn't be perfect, it should just work. The goal is to test your solution with the least amount of effort. Step 3. Manually get your first 10 customers. Don't spend money on ads. Call people. Email them. Do things that don't scale. Your goal here isn't profit, it's feedback. Talk to these first 10 customers. Understand their needs. What do they love? What do they hate? They will give you the roadmap to a better product. Step 4. Systematize and automate. Take everything you learned from your first 10 customers and build it into a repeatable system. Automate the marketing. Automate the delivery. Automate the support. This is where you remove yourself from the day-to-day work. You are no longer the one doing the job. You are the one who designed the machine that does the job. Step 5. Scale. Once you have a machine that can find customers, serve them, and collect payment without your direct involvement, you can finally scale. You pour fuel, money from ads, new hires, onto the fire. This is how you build an asset that generates wealth independently of your time. This is the escape from the passion trap. Passion doesn't build a business. Systems do. Passion is a feeling. A business is a machine. Stop looking for a job you love. Start building a machine that gives you the freedom to do whatever you want. That is the truth of financial sovereignty. This is Fiscal Fold. Now go build.